Hello, Collective, and welcome into OAtarot. That is Original Angel Tarot. I am your hostess with the mostest, and you can call me Abra. That is abracadabra, bippity boppity boop. Bitch, I don't know if that is a Halloween season intro or if I'm sticking with it, but I love it all the same. Welcome. I am a prophetess. I am a medium. I am a D/recoder. I am a mystic. I am a channeler, a reader. I'm a lot of things to a lot of people, but I am not the one to play with. And neither is my collective. So welcome back to those of you who are returning. It is wonderful to have you here. I'm going to start by ringing my bell. I feel called to do that before we get into the cards I already had a look at. So if you want to do some deep breaths, shake out your shoulders, do a stretch, do whatever, I encourage you to do so now. For some reason, Spirit is bringing up how society no longer has bells as commonplace as the ancient civilizations that did. I don't know why I want to say does, but maybe there's still some ancient civilization somewhere. Let's transmute that, thank you. There's already some interference occurring, but that's fine. I don't mind. I appreciate all the energy being sent my way because it is just more fuel for the fire. That is the sun, baby. I'm a Leo Stellium, for those of you who may not know. Bells are very healing. They're good for cleansing space, and they are very regenerative, so maybe there's some relevance in that for you. I pulled a couple cards from my karmic/dharmic decks before we began, and we're going to start off with what was at the bottom of the deck, which was your light makes them powerless. Okay, as we know, keep it up. And I just split on spiritual sovereignty, and then attempted destiny swap is beneath that. So collective, I am tapping into some very honorable individuals who are very bright, who are very powerful, and who do not ever step on the toes of others. I think even historically, not even the toes of your enemies or those who have tried to tread on you. But time for that to change, okay? Because we've got some baby witches and warlocks. This came out in reverse. Come here. So we've got cults, covens, congregations. Okay, Europe, reverse. Hollyweird, Bohemian Grove, people who sell their soul to get fame. People who are exploited in entertainment industries, collaborated to cause harm, trafficking, karma on the way for that one, by the way. Karmic masculine in reverse, daughters of Cain, sons of Seth, preparing for the flood from all the rain, which is a lyric from a song by Yesayer. The back of this card says, I was lost for words, you were right. I was lost for words, you were praying, right? Which is the song Fearless by Fred again and Sampha. So any of those bits of information could be relevant for you, or maybe those are just some messages to be a bit of a precursor to the energy we're going to be pulling on today, okay? Let's go in with my bag from my brand, Shine Studio, coming soon, and grab a couple treasures to see what we need to know. Spirit, can we get a couple? This one right here, these two, okay. 4 Y 4, but Y upside down, 4 in reverse. They kind of look similar, Ys and 4s. So the 4th month could be relevant. We could be talking about the 4 corners. Okay. You could be hearing 4 yeses coming up. All of these? Oh my god, okay. So sunglasses again in reverse, which I just got in the last reading alongside the party streamers, also from that last reading in reverse. And then we got some lipstick kind of funky here. So this could certainly be an overlapping read. There's something about the Y and the 4 and the lipstick that's standing out to me, but I can't figure out why. We've got a hot beverage alongside some snowflakes, winter's coming up, and then a star, okay? So the Y4, they're highlighting how in a year you've got 4 quarters, right? So I think we're speaking to the last quarter of the year when things are going to be a bit snowier for those of us in the hemispheres where that applies. There could be some dress up needed. You could be invited out to some things. Distinction and intuition are highly recommended for those invites that you receive, because just because you're invited somewhere does not mean that you should go, okay? But Let's see what else we have here. They're also like highlighting the concept of falling stars. There could be some sky activity occurring. There could be an increase of stars. They're also highlighting the scene from the 3-body problem when they had the stars like winking at them. So could be relevant, could be. Take it as it fits. Look at the bottom of the decks. We've got a hermit out here. Okay, he's upright, so that could be good. But the hermit is an individual who is theoretically looking for healing. He's got that star in his lantern, right? However, for those of you who have been here for a while, you know that the hermit card and I have a very complex dynamic, okay? This is often my cult, coven, congregations card. These are the people who wear cloaks. They go up into their caves and they do some fuckery. They come back down. They take off their cloak. And then that's just Joe from down the street, right? We'll see. We'll see where this is going. Got the 3 of Cups. Okay, so a group of hermits, quite possibly. Those ropes around her wrists are very much standing out to me. They were saying like sacrificial bindings, as well as creating soul ties. I don't like where this is going, but everyone's upright still, so let's see. Aquarius, I know, upright. And they're highlighting how when I began this reading, as you'll see from the thumbnail, I saw the Lilith in reverse, Black Moon mystery in reverse, so there's no longer a mystery. So I think potentially what is being communicated here is that these hermits who have collaborated in groups are now being seen clearly because we are in the age of Aquarius. And what is done in the dark shall always come to light. Comfort in reverse. If that is the case, they are very displeased. They are very uncomfortable. I wanted to say they're scared, and they are scared, but there's something about that not being the primary emotion that they identify with currently. It's more like, you've inconvenienced me. You have taken away my sense of safety and stability when I was used to being pampered and being... They gave me a term, but it's gone. Okay. And we got the Magician, the Warlock, falling underneath the 3 of Cups. So the Magician and the Hermit together, that's very much saying Masons, Jesuits, the Rosicrucians, the Kabbalists, it's crazy kooky karmics. Exorcist in reverse. They haven't fought off their demons. They've not healed. Shadow attribute says, fear of facing your own demons. So yeah, it's a exposure of their demons, I guess. Saboteur in reverse, it says, induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. Oh, one more. Ace of Pentacles. And that dragon and that baby. What have you been doing with the children? I ended the last reading talking about the tunnels and the underground caves and the dumbs, possibly even. Fucking Walmarts. Let's go in with the archetype deck and see what we can get here. I want to take my time with this reading. It might be a bit longer. We'll see how much space I have on my phone, but... Before we begin, I'm going to remove any veils of illusion upon myself, any blocks upon my chakra system, any veils of illusion upon the collective, any blocks upon your chakra system, and any of either for the justice system and the collective as a whole, so we may see a swift and thorough justice brought to the highest timeline, collective, forever and ever. Amen, Ashe. Heaven is here, baby. Get used to it. So when you see people dropping like flies, know that it's just because they're not heavenly. They're hellish. Okay, Spirit. What are the most important messages in regards to the cards we currently have out here? What they're highlighting, as well as like the year 4, the 4th quarter, is time's about to be up. Okay, what do they call it? Something 2025. Just the plan for 2025. Yeah, it's been canceled. So whatever sort of nonsense these people feel like participating in their groups, they are only implicating more people and causing destruction to innocent lives around them. It will not be the collective. It absolutely will not be. You've already survived the worst of it, they want me to say. And I feel like me saying that is going to inspire some karmics on the other side of the screen to be like, she said they survived the worst. That means we're going to do more, and they're going to be taken by surprise. Destroyer in reverse. Do as you please, but child wounded in reverse. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds. Resist moving on through forgiveness. That's those karmics. That's those misled masculines. The patchwork blanket is really standing out to me. Somebody could have had one of these as a kid. Somebody could have made one for their child. Somebody could have tried to patch together an inappropriate surrogate family because their own family was the one that wounded them. The cards are awfully finicky all of a sudden. Spirit, can we get 2 more out here, please? Messiah, beautiful. And then Mentor in reverse. MM. Those Masons, those master Masons aren't so masterful. If you can't master your own life and your own emotional control, then do not expect to be the master of anybody. And anyone who wants you to call them master is somebody that you should run far the fuck away from. Let me say that clearly. Light attribute for the Messiah says serving humanity with humility. That is the collective. Mentor in reverse says inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instructions. So we've got 2 orangey sort of energies. So that could be sacral, that could be root chakra. These could be people who are fire signs or who are operating in shadowy fire sign energy, which is most frequently imposing one's will upon the life of another. This is destiny swaps, quite possibly. This is money magic. This is anything I can do to unground somebody because I am disempowered, therefore I wish to disempower others. Messiah, that's collective, falling above the rest, set apart. You've been separated from the rest, and so you shall stay, because these people are not healed, and they don't plan on healing anytime soon. Okay, I'm going to go into the Black Moon and get 1 card for each of these cards. So, Spirit, can you tell us about this child wounded in reverse, please? This also does speak to religious institutions as well. I'd like to be very clear about that, especially, hear that? I have to go deal with that. Give me 1 second. BRB. And we are back. As much as I love the confirmation, I don't love having to get up and walk to another room now that I'm filming out here. Alas. What I was saying is that this can speak to religious institutions. So the first one that comes to mind is Jehovah's Witness. They have programs within their sect that if a individual is wounded, if a child or a young adult or even adults need a place to stay, they will bring them in, they'll offer them housing, do things like that. These are false prophets, they're false leaders. The people who are being brought into those situations are the ones that are going to be heard implicated first. For some of you, that could be the case. For others of you, it's just that they are going to be the ones caught in a crossfire when these karmic payouts are divvied up, okay? 6th house, routine. They're highlighting how the 6th house is Virgo and how Virgo is seen as the virgin, right? So further indication that people like to present themselves in very holy light in order to have other people boxed in, right? This Vitruvian man, yeah, sure, it's the anatomically perfect human, but he's in a box, right? He looks like he is actually sacrificially bound. For some of these people, maybe that's what they've been doing. They've been taking people in saying, oh, we'll help you. And they've actually been sacrificing them. That would be really fucked up. That would be really super fucked up, actually. And anyone who's done that will be experiencing a long, slow suffering, as well as all of their comfort stripped from them immediately. Ashe. Okay, so for Messiah, can we get 1 card, please? And 6th house is a 30. So again, another 3. 3rd house, another 3. Messages in reverse. 27 breaking down to a 9. People have not wanted to receive the messages from their God. The one they claim to worship. The one they claim outwardly to worship. These people actually worship Satan and Lucifer and Baal and whatever. But they present themselves to worship a particular god. They've been receiving messages from that god, possibly from Yahweh. Y4, that would look like a YA, you know? And YA is also making me think of like young adult. I don't need to show you, but I'm going to, yeah, you know, yeah. They have been told directly through, I want to say non-secular means, that what they've done is apprehensible. They've also been checking out readers like myself and others who have been telling them that, hey, this isn't kosher. Like, what you're doing is actually breaking divine law as well as literal laws in the 3D. They haven't cared to listen to those messages. They've been receiving them, they just haven't been listening. The writing's been on the wall for a long while. But due to certain successes they've seen in the past, they think that that's a sign, I don't need to read it, you know? Or that's a sign, it can't stop me from going down this path that I've possibly learned from my mentors. Okay. Saturn return, age, and genius in reverse. I said this in a previous reading, but a lot of these people are following in the footsteps of their patriarchs or their matriarchs who have since passed. These are individuals who did participate in cult coven behavior. They did possibly indulge in sacrifice, rituals, rites, things of that sort. And these family members who have become ancestors because they're on the other side of the ethers have been trying to urge these karmics away from that sort of individual, possibly also a specific sort of individual, because as we know, divine feminines are the ones who are targeted for this sort of energy. Women and children. The ones who are closest to the divine energy. They're saying the masculines are very insecure, they're very jealous, they're very sad and very pitiful. These aren't coming from me. It was someone's ancestor just being kind of condescending, actually, about how insecure these masculines are, that they don't have what a lot of us have been given since birth. And these masculines lack that because they have had it removed from them when they were children, and they have been hurt. They are wounded children, and that is not okay. However, hurt people do not need to hurt people. A lot of us who have been extremely, extremely hurt, like beyond the comprehension of the average person, have gone on to be the most powerful healers in the world. The rest of you have become the most depraved. So the ancestors that these people are trying to call on to do harm are saying, no, you idiot, stop. Learn from my mistakes. Open up your ears to the ones who know you best, or the ones that you should know best, not those who are trying to muddy the path to true divinity. Can we get a card for this mentor, please? That one? These two. Okay. 7th house, partners in reverse, and Gemini, I think. So not the ones who are trying to muddy up the path. These are the people in the karmic's lives. Some of them, they are actually romantic partners. But truthfully, right now, I'm just getting that Gemini energy heavily in terms of community. And then partners in the sense of people I work closely with. They're saying something about like tag teams, working in twos. Solar eclipse revolution in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Masculines, misled masculines, Masons, Jesuits, Satanists, Luciferians, whoever I have watching me right now. Listen up. Class is in session, okay? I said this before and I'll say it again. The reason that you have been told to target divine feminines is not because we are your enemies. We are here to help you heal. Those of us who have elevated to the point of master without associating with patriarchal brotherhoods are here to help you heal. The reason you have been told this agenda of we are succubuses, we are gold diggers, we are deceptive, we are whatever it may be, is because if your friends, which are not your friends, they're actually your fucking foes, can convince you that the true healers are the ones that need to be punished or destroyed or whatever, then that means that you are putty in their hands. Okay, we're trying to free you, my guy. I wish I could accentuate my blinking a bit more, but A lot of you have been tricked out of divine partnerships because you used your indoctrinated logic to plot your course. You think that you are a free thinker. You think that you are set apart. You think that you're so different and you're so above everyone else because your ego has been played on by the people you call master. I asked Spirit, what do they want for these masculines? And we've got Four of Swords in reverse as well as Knight of Pentacles in reverse. They want you dead. They are using you like pawns. And they're highlighting the glasses and then the 4Y, like glasses for you. They wanted to put glasses. They wanted to put a visor. They wanted to put a block over someone's vision so they couldn't see who the real stars are, right? Which is that feminine energy represented by the lipstick. Giving and taking. Actually, I'm going to start with the Halloweeny deck and then we'll go in with that combo. Okay, Spirit. Remove any veils of illusion, allow me to see clearly, communicate clearly. And remove any blocks upon these misled masculines who are deserving of it. The rest of you, you can get those blocks that were removed from the others, okay? Ashe, thank you. Those who are capable of having their souls saved, let's talk to them. What do they need to know the most at this moment in time? Nine of Wands, pumpkin head, and then the Five of Cups in reverse. I don't want to take all of these, but they want me to, okay. Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, that partnership. Okay, so Nine of Wands, the man who's on fire, the man who's been made sacrifice, even though he thought he was part of the gang, right? These are individuals who have had to sacrifice things that meant a lot to them. For some of them, that means participating in actual sacrifices, whether that means sacrificing family members, pets, jobs, lovers. I might have said that twice, but take it as it fits. These people have missed out on things in the lesser extreme end. On the more extreme end, they have participated in actual rituals, sacrifices, and sacramented unalivings for sake of power at the behest of these mentors, because these mentors have seen how truly wounded, Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, these people are and how much they've lost. So a person who has a wound, who has not healed and is not willing to even look at their own wound, can have that wound pressed indefinitely, and that's what's been happening here. Page of Swords in reverse, the Headless Horseman. Neither of these guys have a great head on their shoulders, do they? One's missing one entirely and the other one's got a pumpkin. That pumpkin is hollowed out, right? And it's on fire. Some people could be having migraines, migraine auras. I'm getting like thumping sounds or feelings in the head, kind of like feeling as if you are being emptied out like a gourd potentially. The Empress in reverse, and then the Six of Swords in reverse. With, again, that Two of Cups. If we can convince our playthings, masculines of the misled variety, that this divine feminine, or this group of divine feminines, is actually a man-eater, that she is soulless, that she is careless, that she is to be destroyed at all costs, then they are stuck. They will not be able to evacuate. They will not be able to see what's coming to them. The Six of Swords talks about moving on to calmer waters. Because a lot of you, fun fact, actually, am I supposed to? I'm not supposed to say that. Okay. The divine feminines have been painted in a light that is inaccurate. In all actuality, what these masters, what these mentors have been doing is taking their darkest traits and supplanting them onto an external target, which has been the divine feminine. Because again, if you convince someone that the one sent to help them is actually their greatest enemy, then you ensure a complicit cattle. And then you see success for your summoning circles. Then that individual who would normally be of nature, golems, of stone, of Mother Earth, of Gaia, of Venus, now become my willing plaything. I've summoned you up. I've created you. I made you. I raised you. I literally raised you, as a father would say, or I've raised you to a rank, to a degree. You've been raised, so now you must obey. You can renounce your oaths at any time. I'm frustrated, and it's not even my energy. I don't know whose it is. I think honestly it might be Kali's energy. How are these laying? I just put them all out of sorts. Okay, and then 5 of Cups, and then Headless Horseman, and then, yeah, there we go. They have infused you, but the first word I heard was infested you with unjustified pride to keep you bound. These are people who could be ushering false praise upon you. They could be saying, oh, you're doing such a good job. Oh, that little mission we sent you on. Oh, you knocked it out of the park, darling. No one's ever done it quite like you. Oh, all the work you've done. Oh, my goodness, you're going to go down in history. Meanwhile, they said that exact line of words to everybody else who didn't even make a passing grade, so to speak. And I'm not saying that you guys haven't done your jobs correctly. The jobs you've been doing correctly are not ones that you should have been doing to begin with. My point remains, there's a perversion of the frequency of love. They weaponize that and they feed it to you in order to tend to that wound that you refuse to admit exists. Because when they do that, it's easier to accept than when a divine feminine who is very strong and seen as destructive, because a strong divine feminine, as a divine feminine would be, divine feminines aren't weak, they aren't complicit, they aren't submissive, they are strong. They're the builders and the destroyers of words. Yeah, and also worlds. I meant to say worlds, but we're D and recoders. So we're going to make you uncomfortable. But you have to hurt if you're to heal. And these people, these false mentors, have caused you to hurt in distorted ways. But because they praise you in distorted ways, and they have brainwashed you essentially and done like some sick sort of aftercare, quite possibly. It's like after you go through this ritual that is like absolutely disgusting and heinous, and it leaves like the most disgusting taste in your mouth, then you get swaddled in warmth and love and fine jewelry and wine and sex and whatever, and it's reprogramming your brain to associate rewards of the superficial animalistic nature with deeds that are also superficial and animalistic. And to a lot of you, then that cancels it out. And for a lot of you, you're being drugged. 2 of Swords. They don't want you to see something. Okay, let's go with the vice versa deck. Okay, High Priestess. The back of the High Priestess. A lot of you think that you're behind a feminine energy watching them. A High Priestess has eyes on all sides, baby. A High Priestess has eyes inside of your head. We know what you're going to do before you even think of doing it, okay? And that's why the work ain't working. They're highlighting how these wounded warriors, these misled masculines, they're convinced that if they keep up this charade long enough, if they keep on giving it to somebody, that eventually this divine feminine will just lay down and take it and they will finally see their success. That's the King of Cups in reverse and the back of him. they've been told this, they've tried to convince themselves of this, because as I said previously, the implications of, oh, okay, so if we've done all this to someone and they still aren't down, they still haven't experienced losses, if they're still kicking, what does that mean for us? Because these people who are in occult orders, they know how energy works. Take that as confirmation. They know that if it doesn't hit you, it's coming back to them or coming back to someone close to them. Spirit, can you tell me about this top row? So that's the 9 of Wands, the 5 of Cups in reverse, and then the Headless Horseman in reverse. So the Page of Swords. Top row, please. And I got 3 for each row. 4 of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Wands in reverse, and then there's that High Priestess again. So for a lot of these individuals, as I said, they've been encouraged to turn against and turn upon feminine energies that they had the potential of having a life with, having a stable, harmonized union with. Why don't you want me? There's something specific that is like a cheat code to how they get out of this sort of situation, and Spirit doesn't want me to tell them. I don't know if it's for a different reading or if they just don't want me to tell them because then they get a cheat code and they need to suffer. But they don't want me to say it. They traded this masculine feminine union to go fight with the boys, with the bros, okay? Throwing things into fire, making offerings to fire deities, fire gods, thinking that it is going to be at the cost of this High Priestess who has access to the dark and the light and that Masonic checkerboard that you guys are all so obsessed with. What I heard is there is no penance for praying to a false god. Okay, so for the bottom row, that Empress in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse, and then the 6 of Wands, so 6, 6. Can we get a couple cards out here, please? 9 of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles? Knight of Cups. I'm not taking any of these. Can I get one more for the 6 of... You want me to take this one? Okay. So on top of the Empress in reverse, we have the back of the 9 of Pentacles. I love both sides of this card, but specifically this one is really standing out to me because this is a very feminine energy who's got a little bunny, right? I've got a little bunny. I know you guys know that. Her name is Bear, and she's going to destroy your souls if you keep on fucking with us. But this very feminine, very holy, divine feminine who's got a crown, as I do. Ladies, start wearing crowns, please. Reclaim your divinity. Even though she doesn't have her crown on at night, it is still there. It has just become the moon, right? Protected by the sun and the moon, the solar and the lunar. Eclipses could be relevant. This is an individual who understands the dark and the light, the upper world and the lower world. They work in the Andean cross, okay? This is an individual who is not afraid to walk into dark circumstances because they've got that dove on them. They've got that peace. They've got that sanctified essence that will protect them wherever they go. And then we got the back of the Knight of Cups. I also do like the back of the Knight of Cups better. However, this is falling on top of the 6 of Swords in reverse. So this is talking about somebody who's moving on with their heart. This is definitely speaking to the divine feminine. However, I see that this is the desire for these misled masculines. That crab could be relevant for somebody. Somebody could be allergic to crab. I don't know where that came from. Maybe carry an EpiPen if that's you. Somebody is wanting to possibly put down their guards now and make a heartfelt approach towards a divine feminine and kind of just let the undercurrents of the past, like let bygones be bygones sort of thing. On top of the 6 of Wands, we got the Chariot in reverse, which is Cancerian energy, so more of that crab energy. And then that Star of Rephaim, right? Rephaim, whatever. The Emperor is the one said to drive the chariot. However, these emperors and their eyes, lack thereof, have been led by those who summoned up all the darkness within them. I'm getting a sense of a lot of these people, a lot of these masculines could have been, they're unhealed individuals to begin with, right? They've incurred damage throughout their life, but they had some underlying darkness that a lot of people didn't know about. And because they were in collaboration with dark occultists, these individuals did see that, and they could use those wounds, use those triggers, use those demons to push them down the stairs, as Bear just tossed her bowl down the stairs. That's what she does when she wants cilantro. So maybe there's a message in that. When somebody doesn't get what they want, ooh, I just got, gross, an image of like a kid being pushed into a basement that's dark and like having the door closed on them and being like, stay down there until you can come out, until I say you can come out. Maybe it's even an adult. Maybe this is something that happens in churches. Maybe this is part of a rite or an initiation. Who knows? You know. Eight of Cups with death. They walked themselves into death's doorstep because of the lack of heart, because of what they tried to do to a Queen of Cups, a Queen of Pentacles as well. They tried to hang someone up. They offered someone as a sacrifice. Ten of Swords, Knight of Swords. They tried to direct energy, direct actual assailants, direct assassins, to somebody who was, I was going to say contractually bound, but Spirit's like, no, they decided to take on that contract. A lot of these masculines don't understand that the feminines in their lives who've been trying to help them repeatedly, some of you for years, these are women who have chosen of their own free will to walk into the fire for you multiple times. Spirit had said, you can leave them be. They've made their bed, they can lay in it. And these feminines have still kept that contract going for you. And what did you guys do with that contract? You said, that connection, money. It's giving Scrooge McFucking Duck. Ebenezer Scrooge. Page of Pentacles in reverse. You saw the divine blessing that is a feminine, possibly even a child, possibly even multiple children, as a way to ensure measly wins that were never going to be kept to begin with. They were giving me like a view of a bag like this, but it's got a hole in the bottom of it, and it's like you put in the coins you stole off of the divine feminine's altar, so to speak, maybe literally for some of you. You put them in, and the bag not only has a hole, but now the bag catches on fire, but you got it on your hip, so you are just like, yeah, I got her good, and you don't realize that you're about to go up in fucking flames, Mr. Pumpkinhead. Again, this isn't even my, like, I'm not feeling this. This is channeled from someone's ancestors. Because of how many opportunities you had to heal. Because these feminines gave you many more chances than the divine ever planned on it. You pushed it to the edge and then some, and then some. For some of you, it could have been 4 years. For some of you, 14 years. They're also saying the 4-year cycle, and I'm pretty sure the 4-year cycle is the Saturn cycle. No, that's 7 years, I think. Regardless. But there's that 4 again. Something about 4 is stability, you know? And again, the mother, the matriarch. Oh my God. 26:38 on the clock. Spirit, is there anything else that you want us to know about these hermits who have judgment being called on them? When you are on your deathbed, don't call these feminines. When you are suffering, when some of you are being tortured by your masters, do not call the feminines. Do not call for them. You chose this path of your own free will. You took the kindness of God's angels for granted. Death, here again. Queen of Wands. You took the kindness of God's angels for granted. Do not invoke their name in death. You have no one's name to invoke in death. You will be alone. The devil and death. You will be alone. Because you had the opportunity, you had people who were chained to you because of the magic you were doing, because of the manipulation, because of the contracts and the offerings that you brought them into unknowingly. They were chained to you, but still trying to give to you. Disgusting. Worms of the earth. Emperor here sideways. Ready and waiting to fall. And I'm pretty sure I've got some people fucking shaking in their boots right now. Oh well. Should have chose love when you had the chance, right? I'm gonna leave this here, collective. Honestly, this is just, now I'm getting upset. So I don't read when I'm upset. If you enjoyed the reading, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do the things. If you want to book me for personal, join me on Patreon, send me an email or send me a donation. All that's down below. Love you lots. Only the collective. The rest of you, have fun in damnation, right? Stay safe, stay sexy, stay sane, stay psychic, stay sharp, and stay sunny.